Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joy at Work. It's January 8th, 2021. And that's kind of weird to say, 2021. Wow. But it's a new year. It was an eventful week in the United States. Hopefully things calm down and we can make progress and do what we need to do from here on out. That's at least my hope and my wish. Today I want to just talk about learning and humility, especially learning in the workplace. I've shared, I think, here a couple of times that conflict is one of those things that just is bound to happen in the workplace because you have an idea and I have an idea. Maybe somebody else has an idea. And at times, those ideas are not in alignment or not in agreement, to even be more direct to the point. We flat out don't agree. How we work through that is very, very important. And the process of resolving our conflicts ultimately leads to learning. We may not know it in the moment, but eventually leads to learning because maybe my eyes are open, I gain a new perspective, and we move forward. And this is very important in the workplace. But a key element that has to be present for learning to occur, for me to take a step back and listen to you, is humility. Without humility, it's very hard. And so if I walk into a situation considering myself the expert and the know-it-all and put my ego front and center, then it'll be very hard for me to learn. I've argued that the biggest inhibitor to learning is ego. So if you can manage your ego and just put your ego to the side, even when you think you're right, just put it to the side to listen to what that other person has to say or to at least test what they're throwing at you, then you have an opportunity to learn. The reality is, most of us score ourselves higher from an expertise perspective than we really should. Regardless of what you think about Dunning Kruger, most of us think that we are, better at what we do than we really are. And that's just the truth. We are very slow to recognize the limits of our expertise. That's why everybody has an opinion on everything. I can ask you the most remote, wildest question or put an opinion down on something that you've never heard of, and you will form an opinion in that moment because that's what it means to be human, right? And so forming the opinion is really not the issue, but recognizing the limits of our expertise, the limits of our knowledge is where it really becomes important. And we all have blind spots. Sometimes we think we're an expert in an area where we're not. And the only way we can get out of that trap is to approach situations with humility, even when you think you've got it figured out. Be humble enough to say, maybe there's something for me to learn in this situation. As a leader in a workplace, what I see all the time, quite honestly, is just ego and clashes. Maybe I'm guilty of it sometimes, right? Human again. But bringing your ego under check and basically saying, I'm stepping into this situation with humility because I can potentially learn from this scenario or situation or person is extremely important to do. Recognizing that somebody might know more than you or have a perspective that's different, might not necessarily know more, but might bring a perspective that you might have not been aware of is extremely important. Even if you have more experience and uh, just more time, quote unquote, in the job. There have been many times where people have asked me things and they've caused me to think about something differently, even though I was supposedly the expert in that situation. Just being able to get that prompt caused me to think about something in a completely different way. So, humility is essential for growth. Humility is essential for keeping our ego in check. I'm not saying that it's easy, but if we look at situations as learning opportunities, then we're more likely, hopefully, to step into those situations with our egos in check and humility, right? And I like this quote about humility, which is humility is not, thinking less of yourself, so to speak, but it's thinking of yourself less. So it's not about me as much as it's about what can we learn in this situation and how can we move forward. So hopefully this is helpful to you. Um, and you can take one or two things from this. All right, I'll see you around next time. Bye.